Welcome to the Nova League, I'm Gremlin, and this is my shiny Alola Dex quest. A shiny living dex of every single Generation 7 Alolan Pokemon, because of all the regions, Alola's dex, to me, is flawless. I like every single Pokemon introduced in Generation 7, but I don't like them all an equal amount. Some I like well enough, I think they're neat, I appreciate their designs and lore, and I'm glad they exist. And others I have a deep personal connection to, or I appreciate them so much that they are among my favorite Pokemon in the entire franchise. And this video is about a Pokemon that falls into that last category. I love Dhelmise.
Dhelmise is real! Yes! Oh, that's actually sick.
Of all the inanimate object Pokemon, a category of creature design that is a bit contentious among Pokemon fans, I find Dhelmise to be far and away my favorite of the bunch, and it's not even a little bit close. Let's get the basics out of the way. As a kid, I was obsessed with Pirates of the Caribbean. I absolutely loved the Flying Dutchman, and so I sort of had a ghost ship bias built in going into Sun and Moon. But beyond that, there's just something about Dhelmise's design and lore that has just gripped my imagination, honestly, like no other Pokemon has. When it comes to inanimate object Pokemon, they all sort of have the inherent task of needing to be anthropomorphized in a way, so that you can attach a personality to them, so that you could see them becoming your friends in any given playthrough. And some do this better than others, I think. Personally, I never really liked Voltorb or Electrode. They kind of just threw a face onto a ball. I think I prefer when they integrate a face into aspects of that object, like with Klefki or Chandelure, where you can see eyes and a mouth, but really, technically, those are just aspects of the object, not real eyes or a mouth. But the thing about Dhelmise that I find so weird is that it technically isn't even an object Pokemon. You look at it and you assume, yeah, that's a haunted anchor. The instruments on the wheel are its eyes, the shape of the anchor makes the smiling mouth, it's clearly projecting the idea of a face on this thing. But you look at its typing, Ghost Grass. Its ability, Steel Worker, gives it effectively Steel-type attack bonus, but not Steel-type weaknesses. If it is just an anchor, why isn't it Ghost Steel? Or Grass Steel? Maybe with an ability that gives it Ghost or Grass Stab. It's because it isn't an anchor. It's literally just Seaweed. It's actually the least anthropomorphized Pokemon that there is. It is Haunted Seaweed holding shipwreck parts. It uses the anchor as a weapon, giving it proficiency in steel-type attacks, but not the weaknesses because nothing about its body is steel. And so you can imagine what happens when a Dhelmise isn't holding an anchor, just Haunted Seaweed. How can you tell Seaweed apart from a Dhelmise? The sea itself is haunted. And yet, I still can't help but see that face that Dhelmise doesn't have. And somehow, that connects me to it more, if that makes sense. I'm just constantly fascinated by its design. It's why I love using this Pokemon. It's why it's one of my favorites. It's just Seaweed, and yet, I want to be its friend. And the funny thing is, I'm not the only one who wants to be its friend. In fact, canonically, Dhelmise has quite the symbiotic relationship with a Generation 6 Pokemon that was one of my favorites before Sun and Moon even released, Skrelp and Dragalge. This video is about Dhelmise and Dragalge. See, there are a handful of Pokemon that aren't from Generation 7 that I've still included in my Alola Dex document that I want to find for this quest because I think they earn a certain honorary status or are important enough to the reasons I like these games so much that I feel the need to shiny hunt them. And Dragalge definitely earns its spot, but I'll explain more about that later in the video because first, I need to find shiny Dhelmise. I've actually hunted this Pokemon before via Masuda and SOS methods, but I've sort of always been afraid to dive into trying to full odds fish for it because its best encounter rate, 35%, is only available in bubbling fishing spots, which I have to walk in and out of a building to reset for, and sometimes fishing doesn't even result in a Pokemon at all, instead giving you an item. So it would take a lot of time. Not as mindless as random encounters. But I figured, in the quest to find Dhelmise, the more encounters that I did, the more money I'd make from selling big pearls at the Pokemon Center, and the more bottle caps I'd stock up on for the post-game, which is a nice bonus, I guess. And so now that I'm finally ready, I got to fishing. Even with a new Pokemon game out, I couldn't help but return home to Alola. Here's the shiny hunt for Dhelmise. Whoa! Oh, shiny Whalmer. Okay, so not first phase Dhelmise. That's cool though, under odds. Okay, interesting. That's pretty cool. I hope I don't phase too many times on this, but this is a good spot to end because I got something else to do right now. I've been getting so much like treasure from fishing with this, so I wouldn't mind going too much longer, but I do want to move on to the next hunt I have planned after Dhelmise because ZA came out and it's introduced some things. I'm gonna guess quirked up. Oh, it's a dex entry too. Oh my god, the Whale Lord dex entry is crazy. No nickname for that one. Neutral nature. It's quirked up! Hey, would you look at that? That's cool. Yeah, let me send this out. 1942, not too bad. Alright, we've got regular Whalmer for comparison, and shiny Whalmer. That's cool. Neat. Alright, that's one phase down. What a weird Pokemon. He's so round with it. That is a really funny idle animation. It's hypnotizing. Okay, well, on to the next phase. I don't know how often I'm going to be doing this hunt, just because, like, I want to go back and forth between this and ZA, because I don't want this to take forever. But I do have a lot of ZA stuff planned, so we'll see, I guess. But yeah, on to the next phase. Oh my god. Oh yes. No way. Dhelmise. Do you know how long I've been waiting to even start this hunt? I'm so happy that I'm looking at this right now. Oh my god! Oh no way! I feel a little bit mad though. I heard Ruby stop for a second. She's been looking for Dhelmise. She was supposed to find it first. My bad. Oh, it's level 20. I've got a lot of training to do. Oh, what? I'm so glad that it was this phase because I was getting a little worried with how big the number was getting. 7,095. Oh, wow. I'm so happy to see that show up wild. Catch power. This is level 20, so it should be fairly easy to catch. I don't really want to damage it. Plus, it's got Mega Drain, which doesn't really help. Okay. Wow, I am just stunned. Oh, that took my breath away. Oh my god. This is one of my favorite Pokemon of all time, and this is the first time I've found it full odds. I'm glad I decided to do it this way. I've fished up so many big pearls, and I'm a millionaire on both these games now, which is awesome. God, dude, your animations are so sick! You know what? Lure Ball kind of fits. This is, I think, the only, like, full odds fishing hunt that I've done. So, it would be fitting. One. Really? I'm gonna keep trying that, because theoretically that should give me a decent catch boost. Do I have anything to put you to sleep? I probably should have, like, prepared. Just a little bit. I love this battle background so much. 1, 2, 3. Caught it. Dhelmise! Oh, whoa! Dhelmise's data will be added to the Pokedex. Dude. Oh. Its chain-like green seaweed can stretch outward for hundreds of yards. For some reason, it gets along well with Skrelp. Hell yeah, it does. I have a name for this. This is Tempest, referencing the Tempest Blight from Void Jumpers 2. Really awesome pirate ship. Let me save. Let me save. I'm guessing quirked up. Oh, I needed this. I needed this today. Oh, wow. Not a neutral nature. That is brave. Not the worst for this, I don't think. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I think Dhelmise is naturally pretty slow, so I don't need that stat anyway. Boost the attack, which is nice. Oh, wow. Look at you down there. I gotta check this out in refresh. Hold on. That's Fish. Hey, Fish. What's up, Fish? We're actually looking at Tempest right now. Hi. Oh, look at you. I love this background. I don't know what it is about this Pokemon. It's like, it isn't anthropomorphized at all. I think that's what I like about it. It's kind of like a similar feeling to like looking at a wall outlet and seeing a face there, even though there isn't. Wow. 7,095 on phase 2. I'm so glad I didn't get Magikarp. No hate to Magikarp. If I saw one, it would have pissed me off. I'm gonna be so real with you. How do you eat? I imagine you just absorb. Yeah. You just absorb. And there's no shot you high five. Because, like, I don't even know. Like, however you would attempt to high five, it would probably, like, shatter my wrist if you, like, tossed an anchor at me. I have Dhelmise. I have Dhelmise. This is one of the ones that I know that I want on my first Elite Four runs. Like this is a team member. Although it is a team member for my Ultra Sun, so I'm gonna have to trade that over, which I guess will help for leveling it up. But wow, I'm saving so much. Let's send this out. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. It's been a bit since I found an Alola Dex target, simply because Legend ZA is released. So that obviously distracted me, although it didn't distract me for nearly as long as I thought it would, because it had some Alola stuff in it that's made me want to get back to the quest. Because after this, I'm moving on to shiny hunting on Mount Lanakila, and there is a very fun, now way more relevant target to look for there. I'm excited to get around to that, but I had to get Dhelmise first, because the next video is when I'm taking on the Elite Four, and I need Dhelmise for my team. Let's send this out. We've got normal Pelipper and shiny Dhelmise. Oh! I'm so glad I went with the Lure Ball. It feels like it's crashing out of the waves. That's sick. That was so cool. Underrated aspect of the shiny is the yellow in the wheel turning like an off-white. Crazy. Now, the thing is, you don't have Anchor Shot yet, so I can't show off your coolest animation. Oh! Get a glimpse of it there, though. That's so sick. Also, this video isn't done yet, because we gotta find Dhelmise's friend. So I'm excited about that, but that's gonna be a quicker hunt, because it's gonna be SOS. So, yeah, no, I'm so glad this is done. That hunt was getting kind of annoying, and the thought of having to do, like, another phase after this, or having this go any further. Yeah, no, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I do feel a little bit bad. The Ruby doesn't have Dhelmise yet, but listen, I went over odds to get Dhelmise, which means that Ruby will find it under odds. That's the rules. All right, I'll see you with the next one. And now for a quick SOS method pickup of a bonus shiny for this Dex quest, the Kalos Pokemon Dragalge. Clawitzer and Dragalge were introduced as version-exclusive counterparts, and because I picked Y version, I became familiar with Dragalge, and it was among one of my first favorite Pokemon. They remain version exclusives in Ultra Sun and Moon, but besides their version exclusive ties, Ultra Sun and Moon introduced more direct lore connections between Dragalge and the newly introduced Dhelmise. Skrelp's Ultra Moon Dex entry reads, "It's not good at swimming, so it clings to the seaweed. In the Alola region, it's often found near Dhelmise." Dragalge's Dex in Ultra Sun reads, "This vicious Pokemon sprays a poisonous liquid on opponents that come near. For whatever reason, it gets along really well with Dhelmise." And Dhelmise's Dex entry in Ultra Moon says, "Its chain-like green seaweed can stretch outward for hundreds of yards. For some reason, it gets along well with Skrelp." Now, this is what I read into this. Skrelp, unable to swim, clings to Dhelmise for protection, and Dhelmise allows for this because Skrelp eats poisonous kelp, keeping the rot away from Dhelmise, which itself is literally, again, just seaweed. And so as Skrelp evolves into a more capable swimmer in Dragalge, despite its vicious temperament, it gets along well with Dhelmise as a sort of pay-it-forward situation. Dhelmise protected it in its youth, and now that it's a big, powerful dragon, it will protect Dhelmise in turn as a sort of thanks. And this goes deeper in that Dragalge's kelp-like attachments are red, like poisoned or rotted kelp, but when it's shiny, the red turns green, like healthy, normal kelp. And Dhelmise is green, healthy, normal seaweed, and its shiny turns red, poison, rotted. I think that Dragalge and Dhelmise swapped kelp in their normal and shiny color palettes. That's my headcanon anyway, inspired by the actual canon interactions that we do see written in the decks. I do really honestly believe that the Dhelmise Dragalge connection goes a lot deeper than just the decks, as they even made official merch referencing the fact that Dhelmise and Dragalge are connected in this really awesome shirt, which also features Tentacruel, but I don't really know what the connection is there. If you know, let me know in the comments. But anyway, because of all that, despite Dragalge not being an Alolan Pokemon, it's still one of my favorites, and its connection with Dhelmise has made me like both it and Dhelmise more. And also, ever since Ruby joined the roster of the Nova League and started to get more into Pokemon as a series, she grew attachments to certain Pokemon like Natu, Poliwhirl, Shieldon, but also to a handful of Pokemon that I also call my favorites, like Garganacl or Passimian, and, completely independently both of their connection to each other and to me, Dragalge and Dhelmise. These two Pokemon are favorites of ours completely coincidentally, and I think because we both like them, I've ended up liking them even more due to our shared appreciation of these kelpy guys. There's like 3 separate feedback loops that are just solidifying these Pokemon among my top favorites, and I just think that's neat. Nobody likes Dhelmise more than us. We are the only 2 members of the official Dhelmise fan club, biggest Dhelmise fans in the world.
And if anyone says that they're bigger fans than us, then we're dead.
We've died. We're dead.
We're dead.
Dhelmise. Anyway, with all that said, here's Shiny Dragalge. So like the essence of the story is true. Every story ever told is real, right? But the literal direct events aren't necessarily one-to-one real. And I like to take that approach when I write the stories themselves. Like, I don't think necessarily that the stories as they play out are 100% what literally happened. If that makes sense. Oh! What a crazy time for Shiny Dragalge to show up. Oh, under odds. Oh. I was talking about a Pelnin when that showed up. That's crazy. Look at that. He turned purple, just like everybody in chat's turning purple. Look at that comparison. I'm so glad I SOS'd that, because you can see them right next to each other. That's so sick. Okay. I feel like I'm safe to use False Swipe on this thing, but I'm scared to. 2, 3. There we go. Let's go. Oh, I'm so glad. 1 stream is all it took. 3 hours, 40 minutes. Seems about right for this number of encounters. Dragalge's data will be added to the Pokedex. That's a sick pose. That's so cool. I have a name for this, but I wonder what will fit, actually. No space. Guys, this is Captain Bragg Slippy of the Tempest Blight. Captain of the ship that the Dhelmise is named after. They're friends. Hi, Bragg Slippy. Hello, the Slopmeister. Yeah, all of chat turning purple is definitely what summoned the purple shiny. I'm guessing Quirked Up. It's a neutral nature. Oh, serious. That makes sense for Braggs. Regular Tentacruel, which just so happens to also appear on the shirt alongside Dhelmise and Dragalge. Shiny Dragalge. That's awesome. You're so cool, dude. I kind of feel bad that I'm not going to be using you on my team. You're literally just here for the honorary dex entry. Bragg Sleepy, let's check it out and refresh. You're so cool. You're so cool. You're so cool. Have a green bean. What a weird beast. Monster of the depths. I love Dragalge. I love Dragalge, you guys. Guys, I love Dragalge. Alright, cool. So, for the video, that's it. Nice short one to get back into the swing of things with the Alola decks. I now am free to move on to Mount Lanakila, looking for Vulpix, Sandshrew, and capping it off with Drampa. I'm very excited. and Dragalge.
Dhelmise
Dhelmise Dragalge.
and Chicha.
And Chicha too, also. Hi, it's me, Chicha!